She was 17 years old when she sat across from detectives, convinced she was the smartest person in the room. She believed she could cry on command, lie without hesitation, and walk away untouched. Two people were already dead, her own grandparents, and as the police listened, they didn't realize they were questioning a grieving teenager. They were interviewing one half of a calculated double murder. This is the story of a teenage killer who thought she could manipulate the police and learned, too late, that lies always leave a trail. Subscribe to Silent Authority for real true crime stories told with honesty, dignity, and respect. In April of 2017, in a quiet suburban home in Lawrenceville, Georgia, two elderly people were murdered in their own bedroom while they slept. The crime was brutal, it was calculated, and it was carried out not by a stranger, but by their own granddaughter and the young man she claimed to love. Her name was Cassandra Bjorge. She was 17 years old. In the hours and days that followed, Cassandra would sit across from detectives and attempt to convince them that she was a frightened teenager, overwhelmed by grief, confused by chaos, and incapable of such violence. She believed she was smarter than the investigators questioning her. She believed she could control the narrative. She believed she could manipulate the police, but what detectives would soon uncover was something far darker. This is the true story of Cassandra Bjorge and Johnny Ryder, a story of entitlement, deception, and murder. A story that left two grandparents dead and exposed the chilling mindset of a teenager who believed rules did not apply to her. This is not a story about monsters hiding in the shadows. This is a story about what can happen when manipulation is mistaken for intelligence, when violence is seen as a solution, and when a young person believes she can outsmart consequence itself. This is the case of the Bjorge murders, and this is where it begins. Cassandra Cassie Bjorge was born into a family that, by most outward appearances, seemed stable and ordinary. She lived with her grandparents, Randall and Wendy Bjorge, in Lawrenceville, a suburban community northeast of Atlanta. The home was modest, the neighborhood was quiet, there was nothing about the setting that suggested it would one day become the scene of a double homicide. Randall Bjorge was a retired engineer. Wendy Bjorge was described by friends and family as kind, nurturing, and deeply involved in caring for her granddaughter. They had taken Cassandra into their home years earlier, stepping into the role of primary caregivers. They provided her with stability, structure, and support. By all accounts, they loved her, but beneath the surface, the relationship between Cassandra and her grandparents was strained. As Cassandra entered her teenage years, she became increasingly defiant. She clashed with authority figures. She resisted rules. She resented boundaries. Friends would later describe her as manipulative, dramatic, and prone to exaggeration. She craved control and attention, and when she didn't get it, she reacted with anger. One of the central points of conflict in the Bjorge household was Cassandra's relationship with an older boy named Johnny Ryder. Johnny Ryder was 19 years old. He had a history of instability, brushes with the law, and emotional volatility. He and Cassandra bonded quickly, forming an intense and insular relationship. The two communicated constantly. They reinforced each other's grievances. Together, they developed an us versus them mentality. Randall and Wendy Bjorge disapproved of the relationship. They believed Johnny was a bad influence. They believed Cassandra was too young. They believed the relationship was unhealthy and potentially dangerous. And they were right. The grandparents attempted to limit Cassandra's contact with Johnny. They restricted her phone use. They tried to enforce boundaries. They attempted to intervene. Cassandra did not respond with understanding. She responded with resentment. Over time, that resentment hardened into something more dangerous. In the weeks leading up to April 1, 2017, Cassandra and Johnny began discussing a plan. A plan that would eliminate the obstacles standing between them. A plan that would give them freedom. A plan that would, in their minds, solve everything. That plan involved murder. In the early morning hours of April 1, 2017, Cassandra Bjorge and Johnny Ryder put that plan into motion. Randall and Wendy Bjorge were asleep in their bedroom. The house was quiet. There was no sign of danger, no indication that their own granddaughter was about to participate in their deaths. Johnny Ryder entered the bedroom armed with a handgun and a knife. Cassandra was not an innocent bystander. She was an active participant. She knew exactly what was about to happen. Johnny shot Randall Bjorge multiple times. Wendy Bjorge was also shot. When the gunfire ended, both grandparents were stabbed. The violence was excessive, personal, intimate. This was not a robbery gone wrong. This was not a spontaneous act of rage. This was execution. After the murders, Cassandra and Johnny did not flee in panic. They did not call for help. They did not show remorse. Instead, they began staging the scene. They attempted to make it look like a home invasion. Items were moved. A narrative was constructed. Cassandra would later claim that masked intruders had broken into the home and murdered her grandparents while she slept. But the story was flawed, and detectives would quickly begin to see through it. When police arrived at the Bjorge residence, they found Cassandra outside, visibly upset but controlled. She told officers that she had heard noises during the night, but was too scared to leave her room. She claimed she discovered her grandparents' bodies in the morning. Her demeanor was noted almost immediately. She cried, but without tears. She described the events, but with emotional detachment. She appeared more focused on explaining herself than mourning the people who had raised her. Detectives are trained to notice these things. Cassandra was brought in for questioning. She believed this was where she could take control. In the interrogation room, Cassandra attempted to present herself as a victim. She emphasized her fear. She spoke about her grandparents in general terms. She carefully avoided specifics. She framed herself as a child caught in a nightmare, but as the questioning continued, cracks began to appear. Her timeline didn't add up. Her story shifted subtly each time it was retold. She knew details she shouldn't have known. Investigators also began looking into Johnny Ryder. They discovered his connection to Cassandra. They uncovered their communications. Text messages revealed hostility toward the grandparents. Messages revealed discussions about running away together. Messages revealed fantasies about being free from rules and authority. Most damning of all, messages revealed planning. The illusion Cassandra believed she was maintaining began to collapse. When confronted with inconsistencies, Cassandra did not break down. She grew defensive. She attempted to redirect blame. She attempted to outmaneuver the detectives. She believed intelligence was about talking faster, explaining more, controlling the conversation. But intelligence in an interrogation room is often about restraint, and Cassandra had none. As evidence mounted, Johnny Ryder was arrested. Faced with overwhelming forensic and digital evidence, Johnny confessed. He admitted to shooting and stabbing Randall and Wendy Bjorge. He admitted Cassandra's involvement. He admitted the motive, freedom, love, escape. When detectives returned to Cassandra with this information, her demeanor changed. The mask slipped. She no longer appeared confused or frightened. She appeared angry. She accused Johnny of betrayal. She minimized her role. She insisted she had not pulled the trigger. But in the eyes of the law, participation in planning and facilitation is enough. Cassandra Bjorge was charged as an adult with 2 counts of malice murder. She was 17 years old. The community was stunned. Friends and neighbors struggled to reconcile the image of a teenage girl with the reality of what she had done. But as the case moved forward, the evidence spoke clearly. During court proceedings, prosecutors laid out the full scope of the crime. The planning, the manipulation, the attempt to deceive investigators, the absence of remorse. They described Cassandra not as a passive follower, but as an equal partner. They described a young woman who believed rules were obstacles, not boundaries. They described someone who believed she could outsmart everyone in the room. In 2019, Cassandra Bjorge pleaded guilty to 2 counts of felony murder. She was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole. Johnny Ryder received the same sentence. Randall and Wendy Bjorge were gone forever. Their lives ended by the person they had taken into their home, the person they had tried to protect. In the aftermath, the case sparked difficult conversations about juvenile offenders, manipulation, and accountability. It forced people to confront uncomfortable questions. Can a teenager fully understand the consequences of murder? Can manipulation mask cruelty? Can intelligence exist without empathy? Cassandra Bjorge believed she could manipulate the police. She believed she could manipulate the system. She believed she could control reality. She was wrong. This case is not just about a double homicide. It is about the danger of entitlement, the danger of emotional detachment, the danger of mistaking confidence for cleverness. It is also about 2 victims who deserve to be remembered not for how they died, but for how they lived. Randall and Wendy Bjorge opened their home. They provided care. They tried to set boundaries out of concern, not cruelty. Their reward was betrayal. Their story deserves to be told with dignity. Their names deserve to be spoken. And their deaths deserve accountability, because silence protects no one, and the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, always surfaces. This has been the story of Cassandra Bjorge, and this is Silent Authority.